Hello and welcome to Timberborn 1.1 Experimental, where today we're beginning a new series on the channel, number 35, and it's going to be with the Iron Teeth, and on the very, very frequently requested Timberpunk 2. And because I know people are going to get mad if I don't do hard mode, guess what? We're doing hard mode. I'll see you after the loading screen. Alrighty, you know the drill at this point. It's Beaverberg 35, which hopefully I can remember how to spell, and there we go. Now, right off the bat, let's hit pause. We have an unstable core going to detonate in 2.9 days. This is a hard map, folks. It is a very hard map, but I think we can do it. Let's see where this is. Okay, so there's absolutely zero chance we're getting up here. This unstable core is going to obliterate an ancient aquifer drill, but you know, what can you do? That's the way it goes. So if you're not familiar with the Timberpunk 2 map, it is egregiously, disgustingly, just abhorrently difficult. But people have been asking for me to do this for a very long time, and I think it's about time that we do that. So the gist of this, I have explored it just a tiny bit before recording this, is you're basically in the worst possible situation with your beavers, but you do have a little bit of assistance. You've got a couple of geothermal fields nearby. You do have this unstable core that is going to obliterate this aquifer and this ancient aquifer drill in 50 days. So you got a little bit of time. You got some water here. You got some water here. You have some starting resources. And there's a good amount of trees and some scrap metal that is relatively close by. It's just going to be rough. Well, let's take stock before we get going here. We've got, of course, like I said, we have 38 water right here, which will keep these beavers alive for a couple of days. We've got mangrove fruits for food, berries for food and reproduction. We've got some planks, which is very nice to have right off the bat. We've got logs, got some more logs. All the way over here, we got metal parts. And then all the way over here, we got some more water and some more water. We've got some science available with these relics. And there are slopes available as well. Some more berries, so on and so forth. Got some dormant unstable cores. We don't know when those are going to go off, but there's materials all over the map, pretty much. But there's not a lot. So it's going to be rough. But if we come in with a plan of attack and we are careful, especially early game, I think we stand a decent chance of being able to do this. So, I think the most important thing that we can do, outside of, you know, weaponizing these early game resource gifts that the map has given us, is find a way to make use of this ancient aquifer drill. And the biggest problem we're going to have early game is science, because we don't have a way to access this the way this is set up. There's no stairs. Can't build them without having science. And most importantly, we can't get power out of this, or I guess into here rather, without science, because we have to have vertical power shafts. But what if I told you we didn't have to even use vertical power shafts? Because we have the regular barracks unlocked by default, and it's a 2-story building. If we rotate this, then that will connect to the part of this that accepts power, and that will allow us to run a regular power shaft, which is already unlocked, into the back of this building, and get that somewhere around here, and then use the beard wheel, which stands for Beaver Exercise and Rotary Device. Thank you. I don't know who was that coined that however many years ago, but that's what this is called in these playthroughs. Put this thing here, power some ancient aquifer drills, and then we can actually build water pumps and keep these beavers alive. It's a lot, but I think we can do it. We're in a pretty good spot. We do have logs. Not quite enough to build all of this all at once, but we got these trees right here, and we got beavers with a drive to survive. So let's not connect this reserve tank just yet, because I really feel like we need to wait until they're about to, you know, die of thirst. But we can get connected here. We can get connected here. And once again, just get something situated. Let's actually change this here. And then I suppose I can just leave this like it is. There's more water down here, but like I said, there's stuff in the way, and we're not going to be able to rely on this for a while. We got some birch trees close by, but these are kind of on the way over here, so I think it's going to make more sense to just get over here, get connected, and find a good spot somewhere for us to get all this set up. Let's go ahead. I do have a couple mods installed. For those of you curious, this is grid pattern cutting mod by one of our wonderful channel viewers. And then I also have ladders installed, and then I've got a couple of convenience things, but nothing, you know, super game-breaking, unless you're of the opinion that ladders are game-breaking, in which case I cannot help you, but I respect your opinion regardless. Let's just mark all these for cutting. No need to utilize the grid cutting features here, because these are all dead. Let's get, see, lumberjack flags, it's probably okay to put this, maybe 2 of those right there. Again, I want to get this all done as soon as I possibly can, because remember, this is hard mode. So we might only have a temperate season of, what, 5 or 6 days? So we need to make sure we are on top of everything. So we've got that set up. They're going to build this. That's going to be 6 jobs accounted for. Once that's done, we're going to have, well, I guess just a couple more beavers left. So, like I said, barracks down here first. Is it cheese? Yeah, kind of, but this map demands the utmost attention to not dying, and that is what this is going to take. So getting that situated is probably going to be fine. I'm actually going to wait to build this other power shaft so they can just do all this at once. Yeah, that's going to be about as much as we can do. Let's set them loose. Let's let this thing be what it's got to be. Let's rename this before we get too far. Of course, Beaverburg 35. And they're off to the races. Very, very slow. Did I, oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't connect it. All right, well, we lost, we lost a third of a day there. That's all right. We're gonna survive. We're gonna be okay. Just wait to get that taken care of. I am going to, you know, put stairs here and actually utilize this at some point, or when we get the vertical power shaft unlocked. But for now, the objective is quite literally just to survive. We're going to go into some of the other stuff about this map as time goes on, assuming we survive and long enough to do it. But I think we're going to be pretty okay. Just got to get through a little bit of suffering first. You know how it goes. Obviously, we can't build the geothermal engines yet, but we got 3 of these right here that are going to be pretty convenient, pretty nice to have. Need 8 more logs there. We need 1 there, and then, of course, the beard wheel takes 50 logs, so these guys are going to be pretty busy. And then after that, we are going to have another at least 12 to get a water pump going. This is going to be kind of polluted for a while, so what I might do is actually put the water pumps over here, because this is going to be less likely to be super polluted once this starts coming in. Yeah, let's go ahead and just make this as easy as possible. Yeah, you know, I guess this is fine. That should be good to go. Let's pop that in. I got 32. I'm actually very surprised. These beavers are all very thirsty. Let's check on the progress. Okay, they're not going to die yet, but I think it's going to be worth for our purposes to get them connected to water here. Get everybody a nice drink, and then let them move on to what they've got to do. So they'll wake up tomorrow morning on day 3, take a drink, deplete most of the water that's remaining. Oh boy. Well, you know it's hard mode. That's the way she goes. So we have... oh no, we have 3 days. We have 3 days to get this going. And then also to have water of any kind available to pump. Fortunately, early droughts are usually not super long, but it is hard mode, so I don't think it could be a couple days. Usually normal mode is just 1 day. We're gonna see what happens here. How are we on trees over here? Oh, I didn't mark these. Okay. Let's, that's probably not going to be quite enough. I don't want to mark these brambles because that ends up being a huge pain in the butt until they can actually handle it, but that should be okay there. Got another 44 to go there. We should probably also get going on this. I don't know that it's going to actually be enough for us to pump out of here. And you know what? There is some green here, so we could probably, if we really wanted to, probably get some water pumping right now. In fact, I'm going to say that that is going to be most likely a good idea. Maybe I should have rotated this. Because right now we're not really going to be able to do much of anything over here except power this. Well, we can always tear it down during the drought if we want to. Right now the most important thing is to build it, and I'm not going to derail the progress we've already made in the pursuit of vanity. That is probably not a good choice. This is already empty. There's no need to really get rid of this yet, although we probably could use the materials. One, because it's already a medium, it's basically a medium tank for free. Assuming we can actually pump enough water for this to be useful, then that would be something we want to make sure we can have access to. Like I said, this is hard to get to. This is, you know, there's only 18 water there. Who cares about that? Yeah, you know, we probably could have sent some people to demolish the relic over here. Get 200 science, but for right now, I think we're okay. There's a little bit of water flow coming through here. I don't think it's really enough to, you know, justify putting any wheels around. At least not compared to doing this, because we're going to have extra beavers who can't really do much of anything. Just need to make sure we can get something operating here. Alright, let's see, I don't really have enough logs. I already have that. Okay, I still have extra beavers. Probably shouldn't be that worried about it. Let's get, however, since we're over here, let's get 2 more of these. I'm just going to get this prioritized, and I'm going to mark all of these, with the exception of the brambles. Thorns, whatever this calls them. I got water beavers on the brain, because we also have that series going on right now. I just want to make sure they can actually get over here and, you know, have enough logs for stuff to be viable. Because they are going to start getting thirsty again pretty soon. We have a decent amount of starting food, which is actually really good. 42. Honestly, yeah, I'm not going to have that without them doing everything else that they've got to do. Well, maybe could have done prioritization a little bit better, but for now, we're going to be okay. Now let's get some beavers on the wheel, which they aren't going to do because, you know, working time's over. I'm going to raise it to 18. Probably should have done that at the start, but at least we are going to have a water pump. This should just be this right here. And kaboom. Right at the start of the day. Yep. Okay, well, you know, stuff happens. Now we've got this 47 days to this, which, again, it is what it is. But it's operating. And now we can pump, which that is a super important job. Let's actually take this off at triple speed just for a moment, because stuff's going to get real bad real quick. We don't need... Well, you know, we probably should have this at maximum output. Right now we just need something to be going in here. This shouldn't actually be that contaminated to be dangerous to get beavers down here, should we choose to do so, but I don't think this reserve tank is really worth getting to, because we don't have the stairs anyway. At least we have water now. That's, you know, knowing is half the battle, if you know, you know, but water is the other half. So I think we're going to be okay there. This will fill up not in the, you know, 1.7 days before this drought happens, but it will fill up enough for us to continue pumping, at least to keep the beavers alive in some limited capacity. Then we can continue, you know, doing what we've got to do. Now that we're not building quite as much, I guess... Yeah, I should let them finish this before I take some of the builders away here, but we're not going to need to have 4 beavers in the district center. That's just excessive. Come on, get that last thing there. Last log. I know it's the slowest beaver on the planet, whatever planet this is. I guess this is technically Earth. Get in there and get pumping. Come on. The survival of your entire species depends on it. So that's going to be done there. Let's take this down to 2. And that's going to give us our beavers to run on the wheel. And again, we don't have a lot of water, but the goal now is just to survive. And I'm thinking this is, you know, gonna be pretty polluted for a while. If we can get one day, one honest day worth of work out of these beavers, we might stand a chance. Barring that, we are going to need to make it across for another single day worth of water. If we could get the stairs... I know I could easily send them down here to get this, which honestly is probably going to be the smartest thing that we can do right now. Let's just get them access to that, mark that for demolishing. Because that's going to give us the science to research stairs so we can at least get down here. And we are going to have to get these ruins out of the way. That's not going to be super hard to do. We're just going to have to be careful about how we make this work. And of course, that's all going to depend on basically everything else falling into place. Who knows? I very rarely lose series. I've only technically lost twice in the history of time doing this, and this is number 35. So take that for what you will. I realize this is very difficult. We definitely have bit off quite a lot to chew. But, you know what I always say, believe in the beavers. Just gotta get as much as we possibly can here. It's gonna be to our benefit. Obviously, this is only... I don't think it's gonna even be possible to get one day. But if we can hopefully get no more than 2 or 3... then we know we can survive even without pumping any more water. Because this is such a crucial thing, I'm going to put them on 24-hour working hours because, honestly, we really, really, really need these guys pumping as much as we can. Maybe I should have built these in a slightly different spot for the purpose of actually, you know, having enough, but the straws go down deep enough where this is going to be still pumpable, at least to a certain degree. Maybe I'm gonna need to put another one here. Again, this is all completely based on just pure survival. Okay, we've got our 200 science. We know we can get across here to get 24 water. There is technically a way to get across this, but we can't get across that way. We'd have to take a very circuitous path. Let's save our science, if we can at all. I know these paths are just an absolute disaster. It's going to be okay. Don't worry. Let's just get some path here. Okay, that's going to be unavoidable. I'm thinking... That's always the dangerous part when I start thinking. I'm thinking this is going to be to our benefit here. I don't know that I want to keep this as, you know, cuttable trees. Maybe I should just have it be set for demolishing. That's probably going to be faster, to be perfectly honest. These are just birches. Doesn't really matter. But I get those marked up. They can do the... They are going to, you know, go through the... They're going to go through the bad water, but... yeah, you know what? I'm going to not. I'm going to leave that disconnected until such a time as we can actually walk through here without getting poisoned because, you know, you can't do any bad water decontamination without power and without metal with the iron teeth, so not going to be a great idea. Really not going to be a great idea. But the good news is we can still pump, even if it is kind of slow. I really should have started building this earlier, but we can, again, continue pumping during the drought, at least to some degree, try to keep these beavers alive. First bit is always the most difficult. Then I guess we're going to see just how bad things are going to get here when that clock ticks over to day 6. But I am, you know, I'm cautiously optimistic. I think it is viable. Now, this is not going to produce anything during a drought, which means we can pause the wheel. And it's a 4-day. Let's hit pause. Let's think about this. This is not going to produce any more water. There's actually, despite what it might look like, there's a decent amount of fresh water in here still able to be pumped. These are not going to be working at peak efficiency, which means we cannot expect 3 water per hour per pump. We got 13 beavers, which, by the way, we do need to start breeding more if we want to keep any chance of colony survival. But 34 water right now, with all the beavers having satisfied thirst, is going to be enough, theoretically, to survive until this will turn back on at the start of the next temperate cycle. So that's kind of okay. It's not great, but it's kind of okay, and it's going to work for the time being. Now, we have 4 days with which to do further manipulation of the environment for the purpose of survival, and start to get closer to some of these other things. Now, we have aquifers here. To build a aquifer drill is 400 science, which we have 200, 400 HP, which we'd have to, build another beard wheel, or we have to get geothermal stuff unlocked. But outside of that, there's not really any other way to get more water. So I think this is probably going to be a pretty viable strategy, assuming we can make it work and decontaminate some of this, if that means building a bad water pump or what have you. But that requires... Well, actually, no, it's metal parts, because that recipe was changed for 1.0. We might actually want to do that. If we pump all the clean water out of this, because of where the straws are, that's all the way down to the bottom of this area here. This is disconnected, doesn't really count. All that's going to be left in this area is bad water. So if we can get another 50 science, then it might be worth trying to get that early, get this cleaned out, because then if the bad water is out, there's no bad water source that can reach this. At least not right now. So we're going to see what happens. Obviously, this getting exploded in 45 days is not great. But by that time, we should hopefully have these aquifers ready to go. This is dormant, but it's only a one radius. That's probably okay. Now let's take a scan. I know the game is still paused. That's on purpose. Where is going to be the easiest way to get more science? Because I know we've already got that bit. There's some back here, and there's more stuff. We got some explosives. That's useful. Some dirt. Very useful to have that early. So it's not super close, but I think this is probably going to be our best bet. All they need to do is get within 10 tiles of that. I may be able to... Not quite. No, I can't go that way. This doesn't connect. Okay, we're going to have to get some more stuff removed here. This is obviously a much better source of science, but we can't get there. And then that's 24 water, not super mission critical, but it's going to be useful. 400 science would get us this. But we don't have metal blocks. I don't know that we actually have metal blocks scattered around anywhere. Oh, we do. Okay, there's 17 there. Oh, how did I miss this? It's right here. We will need stairs to get to this, which we can, we can research. That's not going to be a problem. This might actually be the better way to do it. Let's just look a little bit more. I think that's going to have to be, what we do. So this will be a little bit of a two-pronged thing here. We're going to have that. I don't think they can walk over this, so they are going to have to... Okay, all right. This is going to be interesting. Because probably the only real way to get down there is going to be to go through thorns. Because I can't build a path through those, and I don't think the beavers can walk through them either. But if I went down here, I'd have to go back up and then back down again, unless they can also walk on top of this. Tell you what, let's not focus on this at this exact moment. But I will leave that marked for demolition because eventually we're going to get there. Probably the easiest thing to do now is just come over here. But I don't want them to go through the bad water. And I know this was flowing at some point, so this should, in theory, eventually empty. If it does before the end of this drought, we'll be okay. These are dam pieces that are fine there. Yeah, I feel like there's so much I really should be doing before things get really, really bad. Let's just, yeah, let's, first of all, deselect that. Let's put all of our eggs in the basket of gathering wood. I think it is probably impossible to make a mistake in doing that. So we'll just get those put there. We got, it might not look like it, but we got plenty of food. This is still technically viable for pumping, at least for the next little bit. And I think we're going to be okay. But I got to take these guys up for 24 hours. We're going to go down to 18. And we probably should build actual house. Oh, we got space here. Now I got the O'Reilly jingle stuck in my head. Now we can get these guys over here. But demolishing is never going to be a top priority. I say as they immediately go straight to it. So I guess I was wrong. Did they just... Okay. Yeah, we really need them to be doing this, so this is fine. This is totally fine. Then that should allow me... I know that's not quite close enough, but we're gonna be looking okay, honestly. I was expecting this not to last quite as long. Maybe. Just maybe. Everything is going to be okay. You got to have a little bit of optimism in life, right? That's going to get me to... I guess here is probably close enough. I might not even need to do this one. But honestly, the builders aren't really doing much right now anyway. Got those guys going there, getting as much wood as they possibly can. Get this hooked up here. Now this is in range, and that's all done. So, you know, I think that's worth coming over here. Didn't have to build any stairs. And that getting that 400 science right now is going to be pretty good. Pretty good. Alright, so let's hit pause again. It might annoy you, but I think best doing this way. Hope you can understand. Now, boys and girls, we have 400 science. And we have metal blocks, and then this thing that's dormant, so, you know, I guess it's trying to encourage us to get this. 17 metal blocks is barely enough to build one aquifer drill. So, it seems to me like the best option would be to put that here. That could be very easily, without cheesing it with the barracks. Very easily put right here, and then we can have another beard wheel. We can just kind of rotate beavers between there and there. But this is actually a decent size reservoir early game. Not perfect, no, but if it works, it works. So I believe that is going to be our best possible future goal. So we already have plenty of planks. I'm going to research stairs. 70 science spent. We're going to get 200 back. It's totally fine. Again, I don't think they can cross this. If they can, then, well, I guess I get to be an idiot. That's okay. But no matter what, even if we want to cross this with a bridge, which we still have to research anyway, or a platform, which we still have to research, this is going to be the best way we can do this. And we need stairs for other things, too. Knowing that we're going to get 200 from this, I think it may be worth... First of all, let's put this here. It may be worth also getting the platforms. And honestly, we should have had inventor huts going already. I know someone's going to bring that up. It's okay. I guess. Yeah, because I've got plenty of planks. Let's just do this. Get this all the way across here. And then from that point, yeah, see, there's not really going to be a great way to get up here. Maybe I shouldn't put this here. But I also, I feel like I can't block this. Okay, stairs are going to be just to get down here to get the relic, and then I'm just going to put platforms up here. I think is going to be the easiest way to do it. So we actually don't need that there. In terms of this, it's going to be faster, and, you know, speed is of the essence. Hey, I kind of hate to do it, honestly, but it's going to be faster for us to just kill this one tree, then wait for somebody to come cut it. We'll do path cleanup at some point. Don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. It's working out fine. All right. Back to triple speed we go. 10 logs for breeding pod. We really need to get those going probably pretty soon. We have berries. We have enough water. I can feel pretty good about this. And this is fine. We already got access to this water. I'm gonna have them empty this just so that it's not trapped over here after the bad water comes back. Just want to make sure we can do everything possible to have a successful first drought here. All right, they're still pumping. They're actually getting, you know, still getting water from it. I think that's good. That is dormant. That's going to be a problem at some point, but that should not be terribly difficult to cap that, assuming that it doesn't activate the next couple of cycles. All right, so that's fine. This is now empty. Let's... Okay, so that's actually in the way. In 1.3 days, I think it is going to be worth having these here. We also have gears. Well, you know, we can build platforms now, so it's not mission critical that we get everything across here. I'm going to just say for now, I'm going to remove those paths because, you know, it's going to be a problem later. I can actually... No, do I want that to be... Is there anywhere I can do one instead of two? Probably not. Alright, well, I only have 12 planks left. I really shouldn't spend them on anything else. Wait a minute. They didn't even... Okay. They didn't even need the stairs. I played myself. That's... I'm not going to say that's fine, because objectively it's not, but it's okay. For clarification purposes, I do have a mod called ledge logging installed that enables beavers to log from, well, the ledge directly below or above a tree, because that is, I feel like, something that should have been part of the core game. If you don't like that mod, that is okay. We can still be friends, but I'm just going to do that for my own personal sanity. All right, now we've got metal blocks there. We got 0.8 days left. Still somehow getting water out of this. I am honestly pretty surprised. But let's get this going immediately. Aquifer drill. I know we don't have gears, but metal's a lot harder to get than gears. I just need this to get started. We've got 18 gears. And if we do the tab hold to see what else is available, there are no more gears in this immediate vicinity. We got bot parts up here, though. That's cool. So, what we're going to have to do is take some of this stuff that is being powered and, you know, turn it into other things. This is going to take 400 HP to operate at full power. But it doesn't have to have full power. It just has to work. So, what we're going to do, we're going to get this built. But part of this is also going to require that we have other stuff attached to it. We've got 30 science, which I know is not enough to get a gear workshop going. But we can build an industrial lumber mill, and that will communicate power very easily. Will not be an issue to get this constructed. I'm going to put that guy there. We're going to have this go this way. This will be reserved for the doorway on the gear workshop that I will have to research after we get more science. I don't see another easily gettable piece of science. Now, there is a stairway here. It does not go to heaven. It goes to this relic. I can hear your boos. They sustain me. Do not worry. I think we're going to be able to probably get this built within a cycle. but I do want to get a handle on this as much as I can. Get these trees taken out. I don't want to go through the brambles because that is obviously not a good thing. That, while only requiring... Oh, that's a natural overhang. Very good. Well, not requiring any more than a couple of sets of planks. I think this is going to be pretty achievable without much extra work. And that's going to give me the 200 science that I need to build a gear workshop over here. And yes, we're going to have inventors. I just wanted to get a couple more things off the ground before things got too crazy. This actually might be a good spot for a pump. I'm going to leave that open for a pump there. I don't know, maybe not right there. But I do need to put at least one inventor, and that probably doesn't have to be anywhere close to anything. Just to get a little bit of science. We've got enough logs for this not to be a problem. Somehow still getting water. That's actually really good. This I was very pleasantly surprised with. Obviously, over time, this is going to evaporate the bad water out, but it's going to be faster if we can just get bad water from a bad water pump. I don't think I want to spend the 250 science just yet on that. So, for now, we're going to have, when this comes back on to temperate cycle, we're going to have them come back to the wheel. And then, hopefully, we can make a decent amount of progress. Alright, so, too far from a district. They haven't started building it. I was going to maybe... Yeah, I'm going to have this be where that goes, which means this can come this way. I'll just put this here. They should be able to start building both of these, no problem. We will need more planks, I know. That's what this is for. I think we're going to be okay. How many times have I said that? Remember, I'm trying to convince myself as much as I am you. Yeah, okay, -1. We're hungry. We've got berries. That is, that's going to be something we got to start planting food, but I didn't have anywhere to really do any farming. That is going to be something we're going to want to do probably a lot sooner than later. And it's very, very weird. I do acknowledge that. It's very weird that we are in Cycle 2 and we have not yet started farming. But getting water was just so much more important. We do have a couple of emergency berries. Let's just check again. Yeah, okay. We do have... wait. Is that underground? I haven't really looked at the very bottom of this map, too. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, cool. We can get down there. We might actually be alright. All I got to do is put one staircase and then get rid of the... Oh, no, this is going to flood because it's bad water. Oh, I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. Wait a minute. That's got a natural dam. That'll be okay. Well, we can wait. We can wait and find out. I think I'm going to have to, in the interest of getting this done, I'm going to have to get these beavers on here. Running around as best as they can. Let's take this down to 2 builders. That should be okay. Make sure these are at... No, that's... They swapped location of these. I always forget. Workplace priority minimum. Everything else is probably fine. Yeah, they haven't gotten to there yet. Okay. So we know... Wait a minute. I don't want that to go there. Because I want the lumber mill to go here. Because then the other thing is not going to be able to really function unless I demolish that anyway. That has to go there. The beard wheel has to go here. In fact, I'm gonna leave this, say, here. That is going to be probably the easiest way to do this, and then I can have this, of course, connected with a power shaft before I have to build a gear thing. I just need to have water in here, or else really bad stuff's going to happen. Okay, 175 water. I never want to stop pumping water if I can at all help it. But I need these guys. I need this at 100% as much as I can. Okay, we got bad water coming through here. If it doesn't go down here, then I'm going to feel pretty safe putting a staircase here and then getting these guys access to that food down there. Now this is going to be irrigated enough to start growing food. We absolutely need to have a farmhouse available. I think this is probably going to be... It's probably going to be about as good as I can do for a farmhouse location. At least for right now. Get that built, and then we don't even have time to worry about all these other crops. I just need whatever's going to grow quickest, because this could be as short as 5 days of a temperate cycle. So, kohlrabies, you know, they're not great. Objectively, they're pretty bad. But they will keep the beavers alive. And all we need is for these to just get a few of them growing out. That would be great. Just gotta let them do what they're going to do, and then that is the way that's going to be. Okay, metal blocks coming in. I know we still have a couple over here. I would love to see this filled up a little bit more. But these guys are so hungry and so thirsty that they had to leave work. And it's not great. They're going to go, you know, they're going to go... No, never mind. They're going to get their water, and they're going to go sleep on the ground because I have not built any housing that's actually accessible yet. We're doing okay. Mostly. Okay, hold on. Which one of these is turning on in 8 days? Okay, that right there is turning on in 8 days. Yep, it's sitting there spurting. That's not great. Never a good sign. So that's a natural dam. That means that's going to come through here. Not really much I can do about that. It's just going to go out the side of the map. I think this goes down there, maybe. Well, for now, I guess this is about... Oh, I forgot to prioritize this. That was a mistake. Yeah. Well, if you've been watching my videos for long enough, and by long enough, it's usually like 1 or 2 episodes, you know I'm really not good at prioritizing. I do try, genuinely. But sometimes I just do not succeed. We're doing our best. I needed that done way sooner than now. Okay, I've got no more trees to cut in this general area. Let's get that out of there. Oh, I could have marked this. 18 water here. That's a good thing to be able to get to. Now that I've got the platforms, it's probably okay. I'm gonna have to probably, in the interest of beaver survival. I don't have planks. All right, I absolutely need them to finish this and get that going. There's not really anything else I can do for food without going down. There are some berries there, but oh, those are underground. Okay. Yeah, I mean these right here are probably okay. Did they start? They did. Okay. So we're not going to be completely screwed. I probably should still get another one of these breeding pods built, but you know, I'm not going to do that right now. Most important thing is that we have a farmhouse so that we can start growing kohlrabi. A lot of this will stay irrigated even during the first couple days of a drought, provided we don't suck all the water out. So I am optimistic about that. Let's cut the travel time through here. I realize this is a super bad layout, but I want them to be able to actually access all this. Alright, come on. I know you guys can do it. Just get it done. Get as much of this pumped as possible, because this doesn't look very, you know, polluted anymore. And that's good, because what I can do, part of this, is I can demolish this reserve tank and then send them down to grab the rubble, which will include the water, with a set of stairs. Actually, it's going to be 2 sets of stairs that's down there. I think we're going to be okay. Not great, but okay. And sometimes that's, sometimes that's enough. We are making science of our own accord. We do have access here to get up the stairs. We do not have planks, which that is something that's going to have to be built over here. They probably can't really do much else without planks, so gotta have that built, gotta have that built. But the most important thing, once again, is this farmhouse. So let's get that done. Just about done. Yes, plant, plant, plant like your lives depend on it, because guess what, bucko? They do. We have corn here, which is great, except we can't do anything with it until we research food factories, which is 300 science, and we also have to have metal and gears to do that. In the interest of getting the gears available that we have right now, I'm going to probably... let's see, what am I going to be able to get away with? That one and that one. Can I put a path through here? No, I cannot. Okay. That's going to have to be a... I know I'm asking a lot of stairs that I can't even build, as I can't reach them yet. But we're planning. This is about future planning. Doesn't have to be perfect yet, but it does have to be accessible. And that is what we're going to be doing there. Obviously, a drought would be a good time to do that. So we have some kohlrabies planted. They're going to take 3 days. Each of these is 2 pieces of food, and that might not be enough by the time we get around to it. I'm gonna choose to be optimistic about it. Once we can actually have reliable irrigation, it's going to get so much easier. But that is going to be a problem for a while. Let's keep that paused until this is constructed. I've got enough logs to build it. I think we're probably okay. I don't remember the piles ever going this high, but maybe that's just the function of the reserve pile building that we have access to. Obviously, we've got metal parts over here. We don't need those yet. Metal parts, I believe, are... What is that? Okay, that goes into the oil press. Fermenter doesn't need it yet. Hydroponic garden, alright. Could be a lot worse. Could be a whole lot worse. The really good news is that it's day 3. We have a good amount... Or day 4 now. We do not have the warning for the drought or the bad tide yet. We do have plenty of water in here. It is mostly clean. Oh, that's flowing over here now. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, well, that's going to be bad when that turns on. So we need to get this capped probably as soon as we possibly can. But we got these going. I'm going to hold off on planting the cassava and all the other stuff until after we have our next drought, or hopefully not a bad tide yet. And we'll see how this performs during a drought, how much we can maintain. Getting this up as our main reservoir for probably farming and drinking is going to be a whole lot better than relying on this, because it's so susceptible to all these explosions. Provided there isn't, this thing going off super quick. But it says dormant, so we won't know until it becomes undormant. Is that a dead beaver? It is. But died of old age. Note, they did not die of starvation. That is a monumental achievement for this. Okay. Yep, still waiting on planks, to absolutely no one's surprise, because this is still waiting on logs. I don't have extra beavers because I really want them doing science so we can get the gear workshop unlocked. We're getting there. We're not that far off. Farmers don't really need to be doing anything until these are all grown. I really should have kept on top of this, because there's plenty more that these guys could be doing. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna go for broke and plant all these. Honestly, you know what? It's gonna be smarter. I know I just said we weren't really gonna be able to do anything with these, but it's gonna be smarter for us to plant cassava over here, because we're eventually gonna need it anyway. And to have it and not need it is always better than to need it and not have it. At least with the wisdom that I choose to ascribe to. So that is, yeah, running low on berries. However, comma, halfway, we're a day and a half plus some change from having kohlrabies, which should be the dawn of day 6. Or, not technically noon, but I'll call it noon because it's pointed straight up. That's probably fine. I'm also expecting that we're going to get our drought warning on day 5, at the latest day 6, because that's hard mode. Longest possible temperate cycle is 8 days. So we'll see. We've got we got a chance here to hopefully survive. If not, then well, I guess you guys get to enjoy roasting me like so many of you do enjoy doing, and that's totally fine. I invite the constructive criticism. It's always helpful. As soon as this is done, though, we are going to town. We didn't get it. We didn't get it. All right, we have one more day. One more day. Beautiful. All right, now, because we have the ability to do this, I'm going to leave these guys here. These are already deprioritized. I've got 2 builders. I don't need the builders right now, so I'm going to deprioritize. I'm going to get them in here making planks. Got 82 science. We do not need to have 4 beavers running on this. We only need 1, honestly. And that's going to be at 100%. There we go. There we go. Now, somebody can get back in here, maybe. Give me my science, that'd be fantastic. This is only 200. I'm not needing to supply 300. Let's go down 1 beaver here. That is going to still not quite get me in there. I'm going to go down to 1 builder because we don't really have anything else here. I don't want to pause the district center, even if all it is a builder area. But let's get this over the hump to 100. That's going to be great. If we can get that unlocked in the first episode, we're going to be in good shape. We've planted almost everything we can actually plant here. I'm pretty confident this is going to stay mostly irrigated. So let's, let's plant this as cassava. Just so we have that ready to go. We can store 50 in here and it'd be okay. Yeah, we're out of food. 84%. They're not going to die yet. But they're going to die soon. They got that minus 50%. Okay, let's bust into the emergency berries. I was going to try really hard not to do that. But I feel like at this point it is... okay, which one is this in 3 days? Hold on, we're keeping this paused. Okay, that's that one. That's fine. We already knew that. We already knew that. This one is... Wait, an underground badwater seep? Oh, we don't want that going off. Is this just an isolated cavern? It is. Okay, well, alright, that's not the end of the world, but look at all this stuff down here. We got water, we got... Wow! Okay! This is worth getting to. This is worth saving if we can. I think that's going to be very hard, and we're not going to get there for a long time, but that seems to be probably mostly okay. Yeah, these guys being hungry is not part of my plan here. Well, all we can do at this point is wait the other 10% of the time for these kohlrabies to get picked up. And man, I hate to do it, but I think it's just absolutely unavoidable. We got to get these beavers fed. We have to keep them alive, no matter what. We did already get 1 baby beaver. We got 1 brewing here in the bucket. That I guess is about as good as we're gonna get. I want to have this going as much as I can, and then we can pump it as much as we want. Okay, this. Man, I am just panic mode here. All right, at least we have kohlrabies coming. That's gonna be okay. Wait a minute. No, 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 no. I need these berries to make more beavers. Okay, there's still some. Is that buried down here in a way that I can actually get to? Okay, good. Just... Okay, so that's suffering berries is what that is. Alright, so now that we have these, I'm going to remove path. We're gonna save these 2 berries, let me tell you what. Oh, you absolute fool. You've doomed everyone. I forgot if they can access it. They're still going to. Well, something tells me those aren't going to the breeding pod. You know, just a hunch. Just a hunch. So, yeah, that's a thing. The good news, though, is that we have food. We have a very full irrigation/drinking water reservoir available. We have the ability to make planks. We're making planks. And we are very, very close to having the 100 science necessary to make gears, which means we can have the aquifer drill hopefully ready by the end of this next upcoming drought. Just have to make it a little bit longer here. Of course, these guys are hungry, so they're working at 50% speed. That is the eternal curse of hungry beavers, is always going to take a really long time. But, you know, there's more berries over here. It's not the end of the world. We're doing okay. Honestly, for the first episode on a very, very, very hard map on hard mode, I feel like this has gone pretty well. I just want them to get a little bit more stuff done. We got 100 science. You know, I probably should build a forester at some point, too, so we can start planting berries, but... the gear workshop's probably just a little bit more important right now so we can have more water. We can always explore for berries. We can demolish stuff, so I'm going to get that locked and loaded here. Hopefully. Putting this here is not going to block this because... actually, if it does, and I just need to put a staircase here, it's going to be fine. We need to build this. It's going to take them a pretty large amount of time to get that done, but this is a good drought activity for the beavers. We can absolutely make this work. All we have to do is just take them off of running on this because this isn't going to be able to do anything. We'll just pump the rest of the water out, but maybe not all of it. Get these beavers fed so we get that debuff out of here. This will be able to be passed, which means we can have these stairs, which means I can have these gears. We can get to these logs. We can get to these logs. I mean, we've got all sorts of options, folks. And look at this. All the way down here, we've got oak trees. Look at that. That's a great thing to have access to. One stair here, one stair here. We have a pretty large quantity there. I am liking our chances. And we have a day and a half left to still get some more water. We've got storage. Yeah, we don't have a ton. We have enough. I'm feeling pretty all right. So, in terms of building, we know this is going to be waiting on planks, so I think it's going to be probably a good idea to get some housing done. Let's just go ahead and build 2 barracks right here. We know we have the logs for it, and the beavers would absolutely love to have that well-being bonus. Probably not a bad idea to have a campfire too. Again, just here because we can. Easy, quick to build. I can't really build a rooftop terrace yet. Decoration-wise, shrubs are very simple. Very quick to build. I'm not going to get bonuses, really, by putting this anywhere, so I don't think it's that great of a thing for 12 logs, but we'll get around to it at some point. I think we're doing all right. So let's go ahead right here, since we know we have food coming out of the ground. And we know we're in a pretty good spot. Let's start doing our end-of-episode stuff. If this is the first episode of mine you've ever watched, we have a fantastic group of people who support the channel and keep it sponsor-free and focused on the beavers called the Beard Boosters, who contribute a little bit of money every month to kind of offset the quote-unquote business risks of doing YouTube content without appealing to the algorithm or doing brain rot content or selling people whatever garbage people are hawking in sponsor spots these days. I just want to have fun playing with beavers on the internet and enjoying the company of all sorts of fine folks like yourself. So those folks make it possible, and I'm always going to be thankful for their support, and I'm thankful for you too, even if you are not on that list. Whatever it is you're doing, stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you back again soon for more of this series, more water beavers, and more to come in other stuff as well. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.